I was just looking while I was setting this up, and I was like, hey, there's a painting I painted back there. I probably showed it before. I just forget about stuff. Um, but I think that it's important for us all to stop finding fault with everybody else and to start focusing on ourselves and to start looking at the people around you like there's angels around us instead of always looking like there's demons around us, because it's us that move us out of that energy of our focus, because it's all about our consciousness and how we're focusing on it. So if we're focused on everybody's the devil around us, everybody's out to get us, the world's out to get us, life's out to get us. I mean, what a scary place for your soul to be. Think about what your avatar would be going through. It would be like, oh my God, I need a beer. It's a lot of pressure out here. So, it is so much more about how we focus and what we look at and what we're, if we're focused on, like, even the people who bring us bad news, if we think of like them as angels, like, that they were kind enough to be there for us, even if it didn't seem like it. Energetically, it's a whole nother story. And I think if we could really get more focused on the energies in our consciousness, that we would be perceiving life in a different way. It's just so much that breaking free from everybody looking at life from the avatar's POV and point of view, instead of looking at the your soul. What is your soul doing? What is your soul going through? And, reading the signs, like I keep saying, like the signs are so important. I can't even believe mine. It's gotten to the point where it's like trippy. Like I can be thinking something, and they will freaking answer me. I told you they'll like pop up a message thing where it will show me, and then I will go in and listen to the video, and it will be an answer to what I'm asking. Like, it is, the signs are all around us. I know I'm not the only one. I really think it is the more of when you're super focused on yourself and what's going on, and the more you're focused on pain and suffering, the more you're going to be focused on yourself, because you got to protect yourself. You can't be having pain and suffering come. So it's so much about ego-driven, self-indulgent, self-involved. That's how we've gotten so much about self in this society. And our souls are not about that. Our souls aren't about self. There's a process for this growth to occur, but your soul is about grow. It has like an ego, I would say, because it is driven. It's very driven to be the best it can be. And like I've said before, the people are like, oh, well, this is so hard. I'd never be born again. I'm just going to heaven. That's my final destination. But you're going to get up there. You're going to create your little heaven, your little place, your little, world. And you're going to want everybody to stay there. But other souls are going to want to, subject themselves to pain and suffering so that they can grow and learn and understand. Because when you're in your real world, which is what you consider death, when you're in your real world, this doesn't have the same kind of pain and suffering. You don't feel the pain and suffering because all of that, it isn't real. It's to master emotions. It's to understand those concepts. And because none of it's real. You can't die. So why do we get so upset? Why do we have so much pain and suffering revolved around death when death isn't even real? Why is it that we can be here in this world, which, by the way, I feel like I have become the main player in my, just gotta throw that out there. I think I've said it before, but I really feel like I have become my own leading lady. You know what I mean? It is just, like I said before, I felt like I was going through life on other people's playlist. Now I don't know. I think growing and healing and stuff, you just come into your own. It's a natural progression. You're always in there waiting for you. You just have to want to go in and find you. And you have to go through some muck to bring you out alive. Because it's difficult. Most people don't want to face healing and growth. They just want things to come easy. They want to take a pill. They want the fast track. The fast track to enlightenment. Can I get it at the drive-through? That's like how this society, has been trained to be. And it's a total reprogramming of, an understanding of yourself and life and what life is all about and your purpose and growth. And, the more that I know I say all this stuff, I feel like I'm a broken record. I think it's gonna, there'll be some change in my dialogue, I imagine, when, shit finally does really go down and we really do have millions of people out there trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and they're looking for people to help them make sense of stuff. Then, I think we'll probably talk about some new stuff. But right now, it's all about healing and it's all about getting to where you are, and all of this stuff, everything in our whole existence has been a lie. And, the more I think about this stuff with the linear time and stuff like that, like we imagine, the 1800s was before that, but I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true anymore. I think it's just pockets of time and realities. And I've been watching these shows, which to me, it just shows so much about like certain things that are out at certain time of what's going on in the world. It's like you could see it. It's like represents different things. And so these shows, the first one I had seen, I think it was called Carnival. I think it was like a year or two ago. It seems like it was during quarantine. It was on Amazon, and it was about when fairies and humans live together. And it's all about discrimination and stuff like that. And Trolls, the movie. Oh my God, that movie is so good. Even if you don't like subtitles, I'm telling you, it's so good. Because so much of the movie is just this person's expression. Oh my God, you can feel every thought. It's so good. And I'm sure it's called Troll. It's a Dutch movie. Might be Swedish or something like that. Norwegian. It's not a typical movie that we get over here. And there's subtitles, but oh my gosh, it's so good. But Carnival, it was the same kind of thing, showing discrimination and also just how majority just knocks a minority out. It's just been the way of all living beings, really. When you go into animals and hierarchy, it's the whole thing. It's just like, it's a development of, what is that word? It's that thing about with the reptilians, when they teach the survival instinct that is taught, or it's instinctually in us, so that we, it's a natural thing that we do, I think, because it's not just in humans, it's in animals and stuff. So, anyways, whatever I was talking about, went off on that little tangent. But anyways, so I think that, what was I talking about? I was talking about a bunch of different things. But I'm always talking about the same kind of things, like wake up, pay attention, think for yourself, question things, look around you, like your consciousness is reaching out and screaming out for it. And, I've just been thinking a lot about the time. The shows. Okay. So Carnival, which I like that one, and I like Troll, and then and there's probably more, but so then there's this other one I just started, Witcher, and it's on Netflix, and then there's another one called Wheel of Time, and it's on Prime too. And they all have these supernatural creatures living with humans. Humans living in a different kind of reality. There's definitely magic. There's definitely other beings, like half animal, half human, and fairies and elfin and all this kind of stuff. And, while I'm watching, I'm just like, God, I just feel like I lived in a time like this. Like, you know, like a gypsy or something, like this nomadic. I know I had a past life as a gypsy because that's what that psychic had told me. And when she told me about that, you know, being stabbed in my stomach, and I have a birthmark where she said, but that, but it wasn't that kind of life like that, because that life that she was talking about when I was a gypsy, I was a jewel thief. I was, you know, just somebody who was super pretty and used their looks to fuck people over. That's what she said. And then it ended up getting me killed at a young age and thrown in the fucking big water because it was on a ship. And I have a horrible, like, I probably didn't die immediately. I probably was out there struggling a bit and had to think about my bad things I had done. But in these ones, you know, where it's just about magic, like, I know I lived at a time, like, there's something where I know that we have magic. I know it. Like, I know that I have it. And, like, I'll point my fingers, like, I try. Like, because I know it's in there. And it's frustrating when you know that you have these abilities, because it's all about energy, and it's all about consciousness, and it's all about, like, lucid dreaming. So when you have these abilities and you know it, it's frustrating. It's like, how do you break through? Like, is it, you know, something about the changing of the dimensions or something? Like, I don't know, but I think we're going to go into super magical times. And I think that we're all going to learn that we have so much more skills and abilities. And, well, everybody who makes it, because you do have to, you know, be on the road to enlightenment. It's part of the ascension. And whatever souls are wanting that, you know, their soul is telling them, it's directing them. And they're going out and looking for people like me who are talking about it, so they feel like, oh, see, there's something going on. I'm not crazy. This is real. Because it's what it takes. It takes us to connect with each other so that we can feel like, oh, this is real. Because it's so extraordinary to go through this supernatural experience and connect with things that aren't there, and to trust signs and synchronicities. And like I said, oh my gosh, the communication that I've been getting is just, oh my gosh, it is crazy. It really feels like someone is just speaking to me from the other side. And it's a current, like, I don't know how to explain it. At some point I will, I think, explain it more, but because I was saying some of the stuff is more private, what they tell me. And I don't want to talk about some of it until it's, you know, in the physical. Because when they're telling you things, then, you know, you don't want to just go around like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Because, I don't know, a lot of it is learning. It's just about trusting. It's about trusting. It's about knowing your own power. It's about walking into your own power, too. The whole thing on the road to enlightenment is really glorious, because it is like you are opening up into this beautiful flower. It is like the phoenix coming out of the flames, the butterfly busting through the cocoon. It feels that transformative. And you feel like such a different person, and so much weight is lifted off of you. And you start seeing so much joy. There's just so much happiness, and life is just, it's something that we should just be so excited to get to have this experience, and to understand how powerful it is to be able to be born, to come in and experience as a consciousness. Oh my gosh. Like, there's just, but we get focused on like, oh, well, you know, I really want that Cadillac. Wow, those gold chains would look good around my neck. They'd match my grill. It's just like our priorities have just been all jacked up for so long. So that's why they've been creating idiocracy. But it's up to us to take control of that. It's up to us to know what's right for us, and it's all inside of us. It just takes you slowing down and stop getting caught up in the illusion. Stop getting caught up in trying to please others and be what someone else wants you to be, and start understanding who you want to be for you, and what makes you you. And you know, it's a process, and there is healing. There is stuff you have to face. There's dark side to it, but there is such a great part. Is like the light at the end of the tunnel, and I don't even know that it's at the end of the tunnel. Like, I don't know what all stuff you still have to heal when you start healing. I just know as things come up, it gets easier and easier and easier and easier to process, because it's a reprogramming yourself. You start understanding life on another level. You start seeing, like, why would I judge myself? Why would I judge anybody? It doesn't make any sense. When we let go of that, and we can go and move into acceptance, and we just move into, it's a joyous place to be able to look at somebody and just, even if you can see like they're messing up or whatever, it's them learning it. It's them learning about themselves. It's them learning about life and about experience and about who and what they are. And, you know, it's really exciting times, even though it feels horrible at certain times. Like, it's 6 in the morning when you hear the planes going over you, and it's just like, oh my God. It just makes me think about like those people, who knows when it happened, if it really happened 40 years ago, or if it really happened 1,000 years ago. How would we know? I don't know. I mean, there's people still alive from the Holocaust, they say. But, oh my gosh, everything's so artificial and fake here. Like, anything can be created. I was by no freaking... I think that one of the things Trump was showing really clearly when he was having, I think that guy's Munchkin or something. I don't know, some director. Starts with an M. It's a weird name. Machuchin or something. I don't know what his name is. But he's some director of some movies or something. And he kept being up there on the stage with him. Like, everything is staged. This is all an act. Nothing's real. We're just putting together a movie here. It's all a movie. So then, yeah, when you start going like, well, I mean, are there really survivors from that still? Did it really happen just how many years ago? Did it? I mean, I don't know. Do we go in chunks of time? And, you know, it's like a couple hundred years here's a reality, a couple hundred years here's a reality. Like, I don't know. I don't think that there is like how they've shown us. Like, oh, you go through time and it builds up and then it's destroyed and they lose all of their stuff and then they build up and only they're not as smart and they're not as advanced and they don't have the same tools, and I don't know. I just don't know. Because to me, everything just is different realities. And it just is where you're focused. Just like in a nighttime when you can have, like, you can go into 6 different dreams. Like, you can go in a whole bunch of dreams. You can go in a whole bunch of different existence. You can have a whole experience during that time. Like, you could live a whole life in one night, in your dream. And that's a reality. That's a reality that you've created. Your consciousness is actually living that experience. It's not just pictures in our head. Like we think, like what we've been told. There's so much misleading information that we've been just like... it's no wonder we come from a place where, you know, Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny was a created thing, because everything in this world was a created thing. And we were all been the kids. We've all been the ones, oh, we can't tell them the truth. Wow, they couldn't handle it. We couldn't ruin Christmas, could we? So, I don't know. But whatever all of this stuff is about reality, whatever is going on out there in the sky. Today I saw video, Mr. B or whatever his name is, I can't think of it, but he always does all these sky videos, and there was so many that look like big giant spaceships up there. So many weird cloud things, big circle things all over, even ones that look like holes, like, not like a hole like where it's all dark. That would look like a ship, like a spaceship, but no, like a ring. Like there's I don't know, weird things that are not natural cloud formations. And I keep noticing all the weird cloud things and sky things here. And just everything is just, you know, it's just such a manipulated illusion. But there's so many aspects going on that is, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff for us to, I don't know, the more that we find out, I think the more peace. For me, I don't know, there's a lot of people who are going to freak out when they think, like angels and devils and aliens, and they start finding out, like, because I can't even believe how many people sit there and say aliens are demons. Like, they really believe they're demons. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like caveman thinking. Like, I don't even know. I mean, I was thinking about one of the things this morning. It was something with, because there's so much with the religion that has just skewed people's thinking. Just like that, with the angels and demons and aliens and anyone that's talking to you. If you hear people talking to you, then you're talking to demons and stuff like that. It's such nonsense. And it's so much manipulation. But there's going to be so many people, like, how do they even untwist their mind from that when they're so convinced that aliens are demons, and they don't even see them as just enlightened souls that are all around us, that are more advanced than us, have more abilities, and can move through space and time differently because of a vibration, because they've mastered certain things that we are trying to master. But I believe some of us have mastered already and are here trying to help other people learn how to master it, because that's what souls do. That's what souls do. They just want to help each other. That's why at their core, like I saw that plane crash, and I saw everybody pull over on the side of the road, and people start jumping in the water. People want to help. People want to, people care about each other, and all of this created, what they've done with social media, and they've just brought the worst out in so many people. There's a lot of healing that has to go on to, mend those things, but the drive comes from within. You have to, tune into yourself, because your soul will tell you, your soul will direct you, and it will help you to find peace. But you also have to be willing to listen to it and be guided by it. And when it's telling you to do something, you got to do it. That's the important part. If it keeps telling you and nagging at you, do this, do this, do this, listen to it. So, anyways, I'm going to go and work on my notes down the last few days. I already told him I'm going to be sending my box like a week later or whatever. It's a winter gift box. It's not just a Christmas box. I get enough Christmas presents. Christmas is just it's so sensationalized with that. It's just so much about consumerism. You just see through these people, and you just see, like, man, even when we were just out, they just come up with holidays, put pressure on us, put guilt on us, so then we were spending money that we didn't have. So we'd go get credit cards so we could buy gifts that people didn't need, that they'd be broken. Like, what a fucked up society. Just a mess. But, they had the ability to get people to stop listening to themselves and to listen to what was outside of them, to focus with their senses on the outside, and stop listening to the inside. But it's up to each of us to start listening to the inside. And I'm a broken record, and I'm just going to keep saying it over and over. Oh, and when I get finished with all this stuff, I'm going to videotape and show my little Santa's workshop. I got going back there with my stuff I'm making. So anyways, I will talk to you later. But, like I said, you don't have to focus on all of this stuff happening. All you have to do is just realize that this world is all fake. Nothing's real. And that you have to go inside yourself to start looking for what's real, and it will lead you on this fascinating road to enlightenment. So everybody's got their own journey, but you got to start it. You got to start listening and trusting to get on yours. So I will talk to you later. Bye.